بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔
شروع اللہ کے نام سے جو رحمان و رحیم ہے۔
اقرأ بسم ربک الذی خلق۔
پڑھو اے نبی اپنے رب کے نام کے ساتھ جس نے پیدا کیا۔
خلق الانسان من علق۔
جمے ہوئے خون کے ایک لوتھڑے سے انسان کی تخلیق کی۔
اقرأ وربک الاکرم۔
پڑھو اور تمہارا رب بڑا کریم ہے۔
الذی علم بالقلم۔
جس نے قلم کے ذریعے سے علم سکھایا۔
علم الانسان ما لم يعلم۔
انسان کو وہ علم دیا جسے وہ نہ جانتا تھا۔
Assalamu alaikum, good morning and happy new year to all. Let's start the class with the name of Allah, who is the most beneficent and merciful. This is class 6 and the fourth video lecture of English language teaching ELT, and this is me to teach you the English language. In the English language, what will we study first? Today we will study first the grammar, and in grammar what will we study? We will study about the tenses and its types of tenses. In our previous classes we have discussed about the tenses and its type of tenses and its subkinds. Before starting the new topic, today we will take a tiny recap about the tenses and its types of tenses. So first you should know what are the tenses. So tenses shows the time of any action. Whatever action you have performed, you are going to perform, or you are performing. The tenses tells you at what time you are performing any action. So what time you are performing the different types of action, or you have performed, or you are going to perform. So tenses tell you about the time of performing any action and what time. There are three types of times, or you can say there are three types of tenses. So these times and these types of tenses tell you about the time of performing different actions. So first is present tense. The time which is going on is called the present tense. For example, I'm teaching you and you are watching me. These are the example of present tense. The second is the past tense. The time which had gone is called the past tense. For example, you came to school. This is the example of past tense. The third one type is the future tense. The time which is going to come is called the future tense. For example, you are coming back to school and you will come back to school. This is the example of future tense. Now, each tense has its own subtypes or subkinds. The first is present tense. It has the indefinite. It is also called the simple tense. The second is continuous. It is also called the progressive. Third is perfect. And the fourth one is perfect continuous. Same as for the past. The first is indefinite, which is also called simple, continuous, and progressive, and perfect, and the perfect continuous. And in the last, future, first type is indefinite, which is also called the simple tense, continuous. It is also called the progressive. The third is perfect, and the last is perfect continuous. We have discussed the indefinite or simple type of tenses in all three times of tenses, or in all three types of tenses in our previous or midterm content. So today we are going to start the continuous or progressive tense. Study about the present continuous. We have studied the indefinite in the midterm and in the final term. In the final term, we will study about the present continuous tense. Before starting the present continuous tense, I will recap the indefinite tense. In present indefinite tense, we use the first form, or you can say the base form of verb, and do and does These are the helping verb for making negative and interrogative sentences in the indefinite tenses, right? So come to the actual topic, that is the present continuous. Continuous, which is also called the progressive. And what is present continuous? First you should know. So present continuous, an action which is going on, or you can say a continued action which is happening now, is called the present continuous. So the identification of present continuous or progressive tense in Urdu is that is raha hai, rahi hai, and rahi hai. But in English we use the gerund form. In all type of continuous tenses we use the gerund form. Now what is the gerund form? Gerund form consists on the base form of verb plus ing. That is called the gerund form. Gerund form of verb. So these are the identification of all type of present continuous tense. We use the gerund form of verb, but when we talk about the present tense we use the helping verb like is, am, and are. These helping verbs shows this is the present continuous tense. Gerund form shows the continuous, but these helping verbs shows the present tense. So for combining these things we can say that these are the present continuous sentences. So after knowing the identification of present continuous tense, let's discuss the affirmative structure. Affirmative sentences, a simple statement when you talk about to someone, this is called the affirmative. Now what is the structure of affirmative sentences is subject, a doer of any action is called the subject. Helping verb supports or helps to the verb for performing any action. The helping verb are is, am, and are. These are the helping verb of present continuous tenses. Now we use the verb, it shows any action plus ing. These are the gerund form plus object. The receiver of any action is called the gerund form. These are the helping verb is, am, are. Now first I want to tell you for which pronoun these helping verb are being used. First is. We use is for he, she, it, and any singular noun we use the is as a helping verb. Then am we use only with I. Now the last is are. We use are for you, we, they, or any plural noun. We use the are as a helping verb. Now after knowing this, I want to tell you how to make a gerund form. There are so many methods for making a gerund form, but I am discussing here and I am telling you only the few one. The first rule is that if your verb ends in E, we just remove the E from the verb and add ing for making it the gerund. The second is if your verb has only one syllable. Syllable means it speaks at once or it ends one vowel or a consonant. So what will you do? You just double the last word of a consonant and add ing. That is the stop. A stop, it speaks at once. It means it has one syllable and one vowel and one consonant. If your verb has have one syllable, one vowel and one consonant, so what will you do? First you just double the last consonant or last word and add ing. If your verb end in ie, what will you do? You just replace the ie from y and add ing. So it becomes the dine. Now these are the different or some methods of making a gerund form. This is the structure of affirmative. Subject plus helping verb is MR plus gerund form plus object. And I have told you from where or at for which pronoun these helping verbs are used. So we just take few examples for clarifying this structure. The first is I am cleaning my room. The Urdu translation is here rahi hu represent the present continuous, and according to its structure, first we use subject, that is the I, then we use the helping verb according to the subject, we use the verb with the gerund form, that is called the cleaning, and then the object. So I am cleaning my room, मैं अपना कमरा साफ कर रही हूँ. Let's take another example with this structure. We use are as a helping verb with a you pronoun. You are calling Now these are the example of affirmative sentences. Now let's discuss the negative sentences with its structure. Negative sentences shows or deny or stopping for doing any action or forbidding for doing any action. These are the negative sentences. And the identification of negative sentences is that in negative sentences we use the not with the helping verb. The structure is subject plus helping verb. The helping verb are, is, am, are, and we add not. Not is the identification of the negative sentences. Plus we use the gerund form. Gerund form consists on the base form of verb plus ing. That is called the gerund form. And then object, the receiver of any action, is called the object. Let's take some examples of this structure. The first one is I am not cleaning my room. मैं अपना कमरा साफ नहीं कर रही हूँ. This is the Urdu translation of this one sentences, and in Urdu नहीं represent the negative sentences. I is a subject and we use the am as a helping verb with according to the subject, that is the I, and we use am as a helping verb with I. Then we add the not which represent, that is the negative sentence, and we use the cleaning as a helping as a verb in a gerund form, then my room is an object. Last type is interrogative sentences. And what are the interrogative sentences? Interrogative sentences are used for asking the question or for taking some information. We use the interrogative sentences. Let's discuss its structure. The identification of interrogative sentences are, or you can say, it begins with helping verb, that is the is, am, are, subject, and ends with question mark. Interrogative sentences always begin with helping verb and ends to or in question mark. So let's discuss the example. Am, this is the helping verb. I, subject I, cleaning verb with gerund form. Am I cleaning? Then my room is an object and question mark. Is subject, is helping verb, he is a subject and calling verb plus gerund form, is he calling, and you is an object, then ends in question mark. These are the Urdu translation of these sentences. Now this is the interrogative sentences and end of the present continuous. Quickly move towards the past continuous. Continuous tenses or sentences is also called the progressive, and now we are going to start the past continuous. The past continuous tense, it represents or refers any action which was happening at some point in the past, that is called the past continuous. Now let's discuss its identification in Urdu. The identification of Urdu is raha tha, rahi the. In English, we use the gerund form but with the specific helping verb, and we use the true helping verb which represent that these are the, or this is the past continuous tense. The identification of any continuous tenses, that is, we use the gerund form, but when we talk about the past, we use these helping verb was or were which represent, that is, the past continuous tenses. Now let's discuss its affirmative structure. Affirmative structure, that is the subject aware of any action, helping verb helps or supports to the verb for performing any action. The helping verbs are was and were, verb base form plus ing, that is called the gerund form. And then object, the receiver of any action. Now before taking some example to solve this structure, first we should know where we use the was or were, and at what or which pronoun we use was or were. So let's discuss was. We use was with I, he, she, it, or any singular noun, we use the was as a helping verb. Were, you, we, they, or any plural noun, we use were as a helping verb. Now let's discuss some example with this structure. Let us see. The first one is he. For he we use was as a helping verb. He was. Play is a base form of a verb. Then we add ing for making it the gerund form. He was playing football. I have changed the football to the cricket. He was playing cricket. वो क्रिकेट खेल रहा था. They were going there. वो वहाँ जा रहे थे. We use were as a helping verb with the they pronoun. Now let's discuss its negative sentences. Negative sentences shows when we stop for doing or forbidding for doing any action. I remove the football and I have changed the cricket from the football. I remove the football to the cricket. Now let's discuss the negative. Structure. This is the structure of negative sentences. Subject plus helping verb, was verb plus not plus gerund form of verb, then object. Let's take some examples. He was not playing cricket. वो क्रिकेट नहीं खेल रहा था. He was not playing cricket. Now the next one is they were not going there. वो वहाँ नहीं जा रहे थे. Negative sentences always begin with helping verb, and helping verbs are was, were plus subject, base form plus ing, that is called the gerund form of verb. Plus object and question mark. Object the receiver of any action and question mark. Interrogative sentences begin with helping verb and ends in question mark. Let's discuss some example to show this structure. Was is a helping verb, and we use was because we are using he as a subject. Was he playing cricket? क्या वो क्रिकेट खेल रहा था? Let's take another example to show this structure. That is were. We use were as a helping verb because we are using they as a subject. Were they going there? क्या वो वहाँ जा रहे थे? Were they going here? क्या वो वहाँ जा रहे थे? Was, according to the structure helping verb we use was, then we use the subject he, gerund form of verb playing, then the object cricket and end with the question mark. Same we do in the next example. Now this is the end of today's lecture. Let's discuss the homework. What will you do in the homework? Now these are the homework from the solution. What will you do? You have to copy the all work from the given solution, and before starting the tenses work you will have to make the title page of tenses and week number 5 and the past continuous. First you will make the title page of present continuous or progressive sentences, then you will do the present continuous work, then after this you will have to make the title page of past continuous tense and start the work of past continuous tense. Now after this what will you do from the video? You have to do as the directed task. First is I am drinking water. This is the present continuous tense. What will you do? You have to change into interrogative form. How would you change in the interrogative form? You have to change it in the present sense. Don't change the sense. The second one is they are flying the kite. Change into past continuous. This is the present continuous. You have to change into the past continuous tense but in the affirmative form. So this is today's lecture, English language teaching, ELT channel beginners, and I'm here to teach you the ELT. So before starting the class or new topics, let's discuss the previous class. In the previous class we have studied about the unit number 6 and we have studied its two lessons, lesson number 1 and lesson number 2. Now today we will going to start its lesson number 3. So the lesson number 3 is the reading extract or the reading task. The basic function of this reading task is talking about the free time activities. Now the question is that why do people do the different activities in their free time, for spending their free time? Now answer is that because free time activities or the leisure activities provides the relaxation and makes you relax or fresh. That's why the people do the different activities for spending their free time. And in this lesson number 3 there are the different people, they are performing the different activities for spending their free time. You can see on page number 44 that some people are listening music and playing sports and go to the cinema and watching TV and eat out, and some is reading the newspaper or the other books for spending their free time and makes themselves fresh or relax. Now come to the topic, that is the reading topic, and in this the reading extract there is a survey report, and in this report a writer or a survey reporter wrote a report about Canadian people, that how do the Canadian people spend their free time. So let's discuss its reading task. In Canada, Canadian spends 8 hours for working of their days. Now you can say after the working the 8 hours they have a lot of time for doing the different activities for spending their free times. And what do they do for spending the free times? They do the different activities like watching TV and reading magazines and newspaper. Some people go to eat out, and some people go to the cinema for entertainment, and some people play different sports. Now first I will start reading. How do people spend their free time? There is a survey report about the Canadians. Canadians spend 8 hours of their day at work. It means they do 8 hours for working. They sleep, eat and do other personal activities for another 10 hours. So they have almost 6 hours of free time every day. Canadians do many different things in their free time. For example, 77% watch TV at home, alone or with friends and family. 32% read books, magazines and newspapers. 19% eat out and only 6% go to the cinema, theatre and other places of entertainment. Canadians are quite active. 40% play sports or do other sporting activities. Now Canadian peoples are active. It means they have a lot of time for doing different activities that makes themselves the active. Now after reading this extract, what will you do? Here we have a book exercise on page number 44. After reading this extract, you will have to fill this box. Some information are missing and some informations are given to you. You have to fill this box according to the reading extract. Now first percentage is given to you, 77%. Now 77% people, what do they do? They watch TV. What about the 40%? 40% people, what do they do? 40% people play different sports. And the third one is read books, magazines and newspaper. At what percentage do they perform this activity? At least 32% people do this activity. And you have to complete this box from my solution. I have completed there. Now come to the listening task. Now question is that why do we do the listening activity? Listening means if you listen carefully, it makes you, or it will be able to you the speak in English very well. So we do the listening activity for improving your listening or for improving your speaking. Now there is a listening on page number 45. What will you do? You just have to listen the 3 people conversation and match their free time activities. What do they do in their free time? The first is Beatrice 30. Now there are the different activities are written from the and they perform their different activities like Beatrice 30, Ben 22 and the third man is Mel 38. You just have to listen the conversation carefully and match the people with their activities. There is an extra activity, you don't use it. Now I am listening the transcript, you have to listen carefully. The first is Beatrice. Do I play sports? Well, actually my favorite free time activity is not sports. I love watching films. I haven't got much free time, so I don't go to the cinema. There are lots of films on TV these days, so I stay at home and watch them. You know, Braveheart is on tonight. And now the what does the Beatrice do? She just watch the TV for spending her free time. So you will match the Beatrice to the watch the TV. Now the second is Ben. Cinema, music, not me. All my friends go to the cinema, listen to music or watch TV all day, but I don't. I am very active. I do athletes, so I go swimming, I play tennis and much more. So what does Ben do? Ben plays sports for spending his free time. Now the last one is Mel. I am a police officer and after a hard day at work I go home. I don't like going out, to restaurant or to the cinema, and I also hate sports. They are for me. I just sit in my favorite armchair and listen to my favorite CDs. Music is so relaxing. So what does Mel 38 do? He just listen to music. Now this is the listening task. Now come to the speaking. What will you do in this speaking on page number 45? Speaking. There is a pair or group activity and there is a two student A there is a pair activity between the two students. Student A is the interviewee and student B is interviewer. Student B is being interviewed to the student A and student A is a reporter and he is writing a report that on or you can say about how do people spend their free time. So he has got a form. What do you do So student A has got a form and asking the different question about the student B, how does he or she spend his or her free time, and how would you start? You just have to start from this conversation. You have to complete this conversation and take the form. What does student B do? The first is student A. He is asking to student B, do you play sports? If student B plays sports, so he will reply you yes. If student B doesn't play any type of sports, so you will have to tick on the next to the no option. Then you don't need to go ahead the different option of the sport activity. So student B will reply you yes, I do. It means you have to take the next to the yes option. Then you will ask the another question to the student B. What sports do you what sports do you play? He will reply you, I play any type of sports. You can write here you want to play or you will play the most. Now you will ask the another question. Do you listen to music? If student B listen the music, then he will reply you yes, and you will have to tick the next to the yes option. Otherwise he doesn't like to listen the music, then you will have to tick next to the no option. So student B, do you listen to music? Student B doesn't like to listen the music, then you will have to tick the next to the no option. Then you don't need to go ahead to discuss what kind of music. So you have to put the dash next to the what kind of music, and you will have to complete the conversation and complete this form in the speaking task. Now come to the writing task. This is the last topic of this unit, that is the writing task. In the writing task, what will you do? Imagine that you are going to apply for a job, and you have to fill an applicant form. There is a part of your form that you will have to write about your free time activities, that what do you do in your free time. So what will you do? You have to just write the few sentences about your free time activities. This is the option in your applicant form, and you will have to fill it. How would you write? The first is I play football. And read a storybook. You have to complete and you have to write 3 or 4, 5 sentences by yourself, as I did in my Xerox. Now this is the last topic and the end of today's lecture. Let's discuss the homework. Homework from the solution. What will you do? You just have to copy all work from the given solution. And before starting the work, first you will have to make the title page, and don't forget to maintain the index on the daily basis. This is very important. Homework from video. What will you do from the video? There is a question I'm giving you. You have to write a survey report about China. Writer or you can say write a report only. Write a report about China. Write a report of China about their free time activities. How do Chinese spend their free time for doing different activities? And when you will have to write the report, you just have to mark the different activities in the percentages form. Now this is the end of today's lecture. Thank you very much for being with me. We will discuss and continue the next topic in our next classes, and thank you very much. And in the last, I wish you the Happy New Year and this year brings you a lot of happiness and prosperity. Stay blessed, stay happy. We will meet you soon with new topics. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.